What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Dirty Mike and welcome back to the FIFA School. Today we're talking about through balls and threaded through balls, which are brand spanking new and they are overpowered. If you haven't started using this feature, sit back, relax. I'm going to bring you that good content. If you enjoy it, please drop a thumbs up. You see me, I'm working hard for you guys, making sure we're getting out a lot of uploads and keeping the quality high. Also in the comments down below, what tutorial do you want to see in the future? Let me know what I need to push out ASAP, and let me know what you think about the threaded through balls. Before we get into the clip analysis, if you guys need any codes, games, pre-orders, G2A is the place to be. Use Dirty at checkout, get that extra discount. And also, I'm going to attempt to use a green screen for the tutorial. Let me know if that works. If you prefer that while I'm going through the clips, I'm looking for the feedback in the comments. Let me know. Here we go, my friends. We've got the classic. So we're looking at the regular through ball, which is when you're using Y or triangle, and it's used and abused better if you're trying to utilize this part of the passing procedure, typically from closer range, or if you don't need to be that accurate. You've got a large margin for error. Here's a good example in the first freeze frame. We've got the short through ball. I'm only, 10 to 12 feet away from the oncoming striker. So it's fine. I can use this through ball. I don't need to use the threaded through ball, which might take me a little more time. Maybe I haven't worked it in. It's not instinctive yet. It'll work out. Things will come together, and you have a large margin for error. It doesn't matter where you put this. We should have an opportunity to go through on goal. And that's exactly what you're going to see. Still got some work to do with Menez. Couple good first touches, and look at that for a driven finish. Also, drop a thumbs up if you want to see another advanced finishing tutorial. That would be lovely. That lets me know if you need some more help with finishing 1v1s. We've had the game now for a while, so we know what's working, what's not working, and everything in between. In the next freeze frame, you're going to see a similar example. I've got a lot of through ball and then a lot of threaded through ball examples. We should be able to get through everything together without a problem, without a doubt, without a shadow of doubt. As you can see, the defender has an error. He's made a mistake. When you see a mistimed tackle or a step, a through ball is a great way to get in behind. And this is an awesome procedure to beat people who are trying high pressure. And what's fantastic about FIFA 17 versus FIFA 16 is that you can punish folks. It's not necessarily that risk to reward where you could play high pressure. If somebody got in behind, you could always recover. That's not going to happen in this year's installment. I promise you. If I get loose, good luck catching Musa or Menez or Braithwaite, which you're seeing in a lot of examples. Even Balotelli, he's gone. Like Donkey Kong, you made a mistake, and we are going to punish. And we just got freeze frames on freeze frames for examples, and I'm loving some of the finishing. Got a lot of variety this year. It seems like it's a offensive game thus far. I haven't played too many low-scoring matches. Maybe there's just an early skill gap, and people are going to catch up. We'll find out with more detail and more games played, especially in FUT Champions, because that's coming in about a week from now. As you can see, another freeze frame, driven pass, and we're going to get an overlap. You can anticipate it, and in these types of scenarios where it's that close, compact passing, it's better than the threaded through ball. The threaded through ball is when you have a long through ball. You need to split some defenders, and it's not going to be short, or maybe you want to flare something out wide. I feel like the threaded through ball gives you a little bit better options if you've got to pass out wide or you're trying to get somebody to make a diagonal run. It's going to be a long through ball. That's all I'm saying. And that's where you see the big difference. And passing and possession play is all about being able to pick out the right passes in each circumstance. So if you need to do an A pass, or you need the driven pass, or the through ball, or the chip through ball, and so forth and so on. When I'm playing FIFA, a lot of people ask me, how are you reading this game better? How are you completing such a high percentage of your passes? And it's because I'm making corrections while I'm playing. If I make an error when passing, I try to make a mental note like, oh, let's change that in the future. And with the threaded through ball for controls, it's relatively simple. You're holding RB now while you're doing the typical through ball command with Y, or you're holding R1 and you're hitting triangle at the same damn time. Future would have appreciated that reference. And it sounds easy, but it can be a little bit awkward in the early stages, and that's why you're going to need to practice to make perfect, but it is worth it every day of the week. Look at this freeze frame. It's going to be beautiful. You could see my attacking player has changed direction, and exactly when I see him change direction, right when I see that movement, I know I've got an opportunity here. The defender, which my opponent was controlling, he was running back. he's going to get roasted because he just wasn't ready for it. And this is a big change from what we've seen in the past installments in terms of FIFA. We've never seen the change of direction and being able to kind of place it into space or really in a good oncoming attacking position. It's a beautiful thing. If you don't appreciate through balls in FIFA 17, I don't know what to tell you. This is the best through ball year I've seen thus far, and the chip through balls have been knocked down, so you got to play them on the ground. And this is a good example of a true thread. There's 3 oncoming players sort of around my striker, but if you deliver it just right and it goes into space, you've got an opportunity. You're not necessarily wide open, but you can still split the defense. You can still utilize the space, and most importantly is players such as an Iniesta, a Rakitic, a Xavi, guys that aren't necessarily the fastest or the quickest, but you can use them because they're passing and their vision. A Pirlo, a Toni Kroos. They aren't going to be useless. Those high-rated players that you want to include in squads, they've got a place as Braithwaite with a beautiful finish there. It just seems to hit the feet or just in front of the feet into space so well and so smooth, and it's going to take you some time to get used to the commands and then also understanding scenarios and situations, which is what I was trying to explain prior, where when I'm playing, I'm trying to make those corrections on the fly. Look at that, play into space, and just check out where this goes. It just takes you into a whole new element in FIFA where you can direct this, and I'm using the default settings in terms of passing and through ball, so that I'm not doing anything with manual, and it works. It definitely works. You're going to have to get used to some new aiming. A lot of people are struggling with shooting in FIFA 17 because it's a little bit different when you're trying to pinpoint those shots, especially if you're using the driven finish and now the ultimate counterattack. It's going to be easy, peasy, greasy, everything that rhymes there. It's going to be no problems. And you're into space. You still had a little work to do, but we make it happen. Carrillo, love that guy as a 5-star skiller. A cheap monster if you're putting together something in the Portuguese league. And as you can see, that came out live on stream. Twitch.tv/DirtyMike. If you want to see me play full games, that's a perfect way to do that. I'm streaming every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'm also trying to include streams on Tuesday, Thursday, kind of random times. Check the defender steps. Look at that. The defender is starting to move forward. And I see that. I see that in the game, which means it's time for a through ball. I'm getting in behind, and we lay it off with the triple tap, and everything is golden from there on out. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a thumbs up. Show your friends. I can't wait to drop some more quality stuff for everybody, but I have a lot more content coming for you ASAP.